It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Welcome to all our friends across America. Now I gotta say, welcome to all our friends across the pond.
Across the pond in
Across
England.
the pond, because now we are being represented in England, Poland, Germany, and Italy.
Italy too.
Italy too.
And when do we get to go though?
It isn't about going. First of all, they don't even know anything about us, so we have to spark a little interest before we go there.
All right. We can say hi to Master Archibald when we go.
We're going to get to that in a second. You want to say hello to our connection, Monica in...
Hello to Monica over on the other side of the pond. Monica in London is our new European representative of the Brooklyn Cafe TV. And our mission is to share connections across the globe. So everyone she's got connected with over in London, Italy, Germany, and Poland.
And Poland.
And what we have going over here in the United States and Canada and Mexico, we're going to cross-connect all about kindness and happiness and spreading goodness all over the world.
And the funny thing is that I got a friend of mine who contacted me from Brazil, and we're going to try to get into South America. Because, you know, we have that Latin thing pending and all that. But anyway, that's for later in the day.
Nice job. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you. I'm exhausted. I can't wait for the weekend to come because I just want to sleep all day. I want to do a couple of things. I want to do some homework, some things that we have to tidy up. Number one, we have another shoot, another remote next
Thursday
And
at
where are we
Pizza
going?
District on Southwest 18th Street in Boca Raton.
And we welcome all of you because we're going to be Cafe on the Go. It's going to be a giant networking party. And this is on 18th Street in Boca.
It's at the Wharfside Shopping Center, and we actually did their grand reopening in January. They've put $8 million into this location. It's on 18th Street and Powerline Road, so it's right in the Boca Point area. It's spectacular. There are 9 restaurants. It was an $8 million renovation. We had a huge relaunch of the event there. And Pizza District, we're going to go and do a live remote on Thursday from 12 to 2. They've got vegan pizza, cauliflower vegan, and of course all the regular pizzas. So I'm excited to be there. And Nico is just so gracious. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Dylan climb through the ceiling and run the Ethernet over the refrigerator and down where we're going to need it in the dining area. So that should be fun. Just come out to watch the mole climb through the ceiling.
Now, because I bore easily, that's all the way till Thursday. I am trying to get
bore
another...
easily.
I bore easily. I am trying to get another connection, another shoot for Tuesday.
Okay.
And we put a couple of ideas together, so that will let you know on Monday what we're going to be doing. If not, it'll just be Thursday. But I would love to have another one done on Tuesday because they're a lot of fun. A lot of people come out. And in that motif, we had...
Come on over, Kathy.
Kathy, you got to come sit.
We didn't know where you went.
We didn't
Come on up. Come sit next to Stacy.
We had, yesterday we were at...
We are at Hippocrates Health Institute. Stacy, I don't know if you've ever been. Stacy Mandel.
I've heard of it.
Just the most extraordinary artist in the community. We've got Kathy Silver with us, but we were at Hippocrates Health Institute yesterday. And what a facility. Talk about healing energy in one place. Oh my goodness, it was spectacular. They put a quick little video together from the greenhouse to the spa, oasis, the swimming pools. So many incredible things, but the best, if you ever want to see Freddie eat sprouted greens, take a look at our Instagram story because we had a little snack of pea sprouts and sunflower sprouts. And Freddie doesn't do so well with pea sprouts and sunflower sprouts, so it was really hilarious. I even asked you today if that was for the camera or if that was for real. and you told us the truth.
What are you talking about?
How'd you like it?
I loved it. I loved it. And they were the greens. I love those things. I gotta tell you, for a person that does not
Eat greens?
I ate them. And I gotta be honest with you, my sugar was lower than it's been in a few weeks eating that
A lot
stuff.
lower, right?
A lot lower.
And they left lunch for us.
I hate to have to
Admit it.
admit to that,
Yeah.
but yes, it was a lot lower. And I mean, I have fun with it, and I found out that, he said to me, if you want to take care of your diabetes, stop feeding it sugar.
Do you know what I wanted to tell you today? Remember we talked about when you have an autoimmune disease or diabetes, cancer, sugar feeds it. And the more sugar you put in your body, whether it's in a packet, whether it's in a white plastic bag, or whether it's fruit, sugar is sugar. And sugar feeds all these diseases, so it grows. Do you remember we had that show on and they brought on that kombucha baby? That
Kombucha
amoeba
baby.
that was in the jar and they would make juice out of it?
No.
They fed it with sugar.
Yes.
And that's how it grew. And that was exactly what you think about this amoeba-looking thing, and it grows into this kombucha juice, but they would feed it with sugar.
Yeah.
And that's how it grows, and that's the same visual that it's doing to your diabetes.
That's right. Now, you shouldn't eat sugar no matter what kind of sugar it is. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to stop completely, because that's almost impossible. Now, here comes the question of the day. You made the coffee. Does coffee have sugar in it?
Absolutely not.
Does it have stevia in it?
Nope.
Okay.
I can't tell you what it tastes like, but all I put in your coffee was almond milk. Because what you told me today is at the end of the day, you have 14 empty packets of sweetener that you have put in your body
A day.
a day.
And even though it is a sweetener, it is sugar. And the body will break it down as sugar. Now, there is an old rule that says if you eat things in moderation, you're okay. But when you're over moderation, like here's the rim and I'm over the rim, there is no moderation. Everything is a spillover. So we got to get down below the rim before we have
But your
moderation.
sugar is down, and the vegetables, they left us lunch. If you like vegetables and you like raw vegan, Hippocrates, you can go there for lunch any day for the buffet.
Delicious.
I had never had, well, the question of the day is, anyone ever had raw okra?
I don't think so.
Anybody ever heard of raw
I'm-
okra?
I've eaten there a I've couple heard of it. times.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
You ate the raw okra? Tell me
I don't
something.
know what I ate. I just
Tell me
ate
about
what they
that
had.
salad. What's that
Salad was-
They have
lettuce?
everything that you can imagine that's all raw.
Tell me about that lettuce. That lettuce was different type of lettuce.
It was delicious. And everything had crunch and flavor, a lot of garlic. All I can say is I think there's garlic everywhere. A lot of seasoning, and I don't use seasoning because I don't really cook. But the okra, the cucumbers, the peppers, everything was spectacularly fresh
All
and
delicious.
crunchy.
So if you want to have lunch there, I know they serve lunch there. Go
Every
on
day?
up. Tell them you heard it from the cafe, which we want to do some more business with them. We want to take them with us on the
The
road.
information was spectacular,
It
what we
was.
learned.
And they brought in one pro after another. I mean, the longevity there, 25, 30-year pros in there. And they work here first before they work here.
Right? We talked about self-love, and we talk about self-love a lot, which goes into everything we're going to talk about today, from art to what Kathy does. That we can say self-love, and you can say, okay, I love myself. But you have to truly love yourself and appreciate who you are and your passion and your purpose to even help cure some of these diseases. We don't say cure, to help heal your diseases. Because even at Hippocrates, they say you cannot cure a disease, you can heal. Your body will heal. They never say cure. But the healing process, if you love yourself and you can create positive mindset, then you can heal.
And you can give
And
yourself
that's where it starts. It
give
starts
yourself a
there
chance.
before the medication.
give yourself a chance to heal.
Give us a call, 888-994-4995. It is a fun Friday. We've got 2 passes to give away to the Silver Ball Pinball Museum in Delray Beach. We were on live location there last week, and they were kind enough to give us these re-entry passes. Summer is coming, and give us a call. We have 2 shoes that we gave away earlier, 2 pairs of TheraFit. If you are a caregiver or any type of comfort shoe lover, check out TheraFitShoe.com. Put in the promo code TF15 for TheraFit15. It is a special promotion code just for the Brooklyn Cafe TV. 15% off all of the shoes by putting in TF15. This week actually happens to be Teacher Appreciation Week and Nurses Appreciation Week. And what they're doing for this week, they've got 30% off all no-skid shoes. So anything that you would be as a caregiver, the closed-toed, the AIDS, those in any healthcare industry, 30% off of those. So check that out at TheraFit Shoe. What they have, the technology is remarkable. They've got these rods in the heels, and you can poke them through for more support or less support, and you can adjust the support in the heels. So that's fantastic as well.
Anything for teachers after
Lots of stuff going on. It's
happening
almost
this
the
week.
end of school.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, we want to pass our condolences to the DJ, Limo D.
Hey, Mr. DJ,
Hey, Mr.
to Nick.
DJ. His mom passed away on Sunday, and we didn't get a chance to offer our condolences. Nick, our prayers are with you. We love you, brother. Just get back to us as soon as you can. And also, we want to say to Paul and his wife, we hope you're feeling
better.
better.
We miss you, Paul.
Yeah, let me know. I didn't hear anything from him yesterday, and we'll do a redo on maybe Tuesday. If we go on remote, we'll bring Paul with us, and we'll do
You
cruising.
know who I want to call? Maybe while Dylan's sitting there, he can call them. Dylan. Ghostbusters. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, I couldn't resist. It's a fun Friday.
She's
Sorry.
wacky. That's what happens when you salad.
Beauty and the Beef. They opened up in the Wellington Mall. They've been there for less than a year. It's an amazing restaurant, and I only know it because I've been at the one in Canada. And this is the first one in the United States. And it's set up like Belle's reading room in Beauty and the Beast. So there's books everywhere, and it looks like a castle on the inside, but all their beer and all their food and all their sandwiches are supersized. I think the beer, they said they serve them in 16 ounces is the smallest serving size.
The guy who was here that stuck the nail in his nose.
Yes, he's a
said-
server there.
He says to call him and he'll hook it all up.
I want to call him. I left the number under the mics where P is sitting, so
Okay.
let's give him a call.
So we'll give him a
because that'll
call.
be a fun location
Yes,
shoot.
that'll be fun.
We got lots going on, and we've got our good friend Stacy Mandel back with us, and she has grown and exploded her career.
A lot of things in Stacey have grown and
Look
exploded.
at her hair.
Unbelievable. I remember when I first met this lady, she was like a corporate attorney.
She was very conservative, right, in her dress, and
Look
here
at her
she is.
going now.
Look at her now. I'm so
That's
excited. We've got Kathy Silver with us. Kathy, tell us what you do.
Primarily, well, I'm a holistic health counselor, but my primary focus is called biological decoding, which looks at all unresolved emotions behind our illness and disease.
See that? We have
Unresolved is the key word then?
childhood issues.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'm going to go a little further. They can also be carried with us from past life.
You do the, what is the readings called?
Regressions?
No, the,
Past life?
no, the reading, the
Seance?
Akashic Records?
Akashic Records, you do
Oh,
something
okay.
like that?
No, I don't read, but I get a lot of insight just by when I ask people to do their history and I go through it, and these insights sort of pop into my head, and so we go from there.
It's been a couple weeks like this. It has been a couple weeks like this. So we're going to get into that. Stacy, look at this, Freddie. She's on the front cover. Front cover of the Parklander.
I see that.
How amazing is that?
I
This
heard
is for
about
us.
that.
She said we get to keep this.
She signed it, right?
I will.
She's going to
Yeah.
sign
You
it
better
for us.
sign it.
I'll sign it in
Because we're going to
shorthand
put it in
too.
the frame. Oh, sure.
This is so beautiful. And you just did a photo shoot for Boca Magazine.
Yes. So I'll be in their September, October issue coming out.
Now, I wanna ask you. They found you. You found them. How did it work?
They found me.
Okay.
Someone went to my show in at the Miami-Dade College in Hialeah, and they saw the booklet and wanted to do an article. And I said, yes, of course, not a problem, definitely. Later on, they said, we'd like to put you on the cover if that's okay. And I said, yes.
Is that okay?
Is that okay? Of course it is.
Now it's amazing that you're here today, and I didn't know who was coming. I never do. And it's amazing that you're here today because you talk about tales of two cities, and this young lady here has many tales, but this is a very unique situation. How you met her is unique. How she has grown and growth in so many leaps and bounds is different, and maybe we can get some insight as to what you see and feel because she is a very unique and different type of person. Yes? Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely.
What do you do?
I'm an artist now.
Yes, and we're going to show you what she does in a second. But she's just not an artist. And that's the easy part. It's what she does in her majestic stuff. I mean, things that you do is just incredible.
Tell us about your weekend before we get into your artwork, because the reason it took so long to get Stacy back is because she had to go on a hero's mission.
Holy smokes. You see, you show up and everybody else. That's my son. That's Freddie.
Hi.
How you doing? Good. I tried calling you 3 times. You don't call me back.
He decided just to show up.
Any calls?
Okay.
He made that up, probably.
You want some popcorn?
There's popcorn and
some
coffee.
tequila?
Tell us about your weekend.
So my weekend began at 2:30 in the morning with the alarm clock. I had to get myself ready. I picked up
2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning, and I picked up my brother-in-law, a 95-year-old World War II veteran, and we went on an honor flight to Washington, D.C. that day. The plane left. We had to be there by 4:15 in the morning. It went out of Fort Lauderdale. It's honorflightsouthflorida.org, and I was his guardian for the day. So I had to go through guardian training, and I had to do some other surprises for my veteran.
But he's
brother-in-law.
95.
He's 95, yeah. And a
95.
World War II veteran.
Wow.
Amazing in his own way.
Wow.
He lives
And
local.
Lives local in Boca.
And he's moving around and everything else?
Definitely part of the greatest generation, and he's fully mobile and didn't need any help whatsoever. But we always had a push wheelchair, they're called honor chairs, with us no matter what, whether they wanted to use it or not. So we always had one ready. A guardian's duty is to always be one arm's length away from our veteran.
Right.
And to make sure that they have one of the best experiences of their lives. And and it's another welcome home. Not just World War II veterans, but there were also Korea War veterans and Vietnam veterans. There were medical people on board. There were therapists to talk to the veterans who still suffer from PTSD all these years ago. And it was truly an amazing experience. We went wheels up at 6 in the morning. The fire department, they sent us off with a water cannon salute as the plane was going off the runway. And when we arrived in Washington, D.C. at the airport, there was another water cannon salute by the fire department. There were 4-star generals waiting for the veterans to welcome them off the airplane. And we went to the Arlington National Cemetery, and we saw the changing of the guard. We went to the World War II Memorial and the Korean War Memorial and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. There was also the Lincoln Memorial. We went to the Iwo Jima, the memorial for the Iwo Jima, and it was just amazing. When we got back, another water cannon salute, but when we got back, there was an actual parade for all of the veterans. There were more than 1,000 people at the airport.
How many vets were there?
There were about 15 World War II veterans, about 20 Korean veterans, and I would say about 30 or more Vietnam War veterans.
You went up and back in the same day?
In the same day.
That's nuts.
We didn't get home until after 10 o'clock at
I
He's
guess
night.
so.
95.
He's
I know.
95.
Now-
Did your husband go too?
No. There's a veteran and one guardian, and plus all of the staff, the medical staff. So the airplane, Spirit Airlines, could take only so many people, but the program is for the veterans.
But here's the thing that's more remarkable is Stacy's a little too humble because you are a caregiver all the time
Yes.
to your husband.
Yeah.
And you do it every day, and we've talked about this since I met you, with gratitude and grace, and you feel this is a blessing for you.
Oh, sure.
And we do a lot of shows where we always say it's the caregivers that suffer often more than the patients.
Absolutely.
And here you are, continuously doing this with a smile and giving. And not only do you give, I've got the chills, not only do you give to your husband and do this every day and grow yourself, and you have metamorphosized, talk about growth, you then take your 95-year-old brother-in-law on this flight, the two of you, and you've now become his guardian and his caregiver. And you sit here with a smile and going out at 2:15 in the morning and continue to grow. And look what the universe brings her. More and more greatness.
But why not?
Like, right.
Right.
And we talk about extension all the time.
It's a remarkable deal, and this is away from how remarkable your art is on top of everything else. These are some of the things that are surrounding you along your journey. Now, what I wanted to ask is those World War II vets, those Korean vets, the Vietnam vets, I put them over here for a second,
Sure.
for different reasons. But those World War II vets and Korean vets, the stories, can they still relive stories? Do they still have them?
Oh, sure.
I want
Sure.
to bring him on. Now I remember.
Will he come on?
I want
Sure.
to. I want to bring him on. I remember when my son was a kid. I used to tell him and his brother to talk. You remember Terry's mother? I wanted to talk to her because she was born 1900. You know, and she had tales. I remember talking to my mother during the Great Depression and all these things, and there were different tales, and nobody ever wrote these things down
Right.
in my family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they do it in yours, but in mine they didn't. And I always wanted to make a record, because if you forget your past, man, you got no future. That's the
Right.
way I see it. But I would love to bring vets on. Maybe we can remix them in from all over the place, and just talk about what they remember.
Sure, it's fascinating. He had some photographs, and not too many soldiers had cameras or were supposed to take pictures at that time. And his mother, one of the pictures he showed me, his mother packed a set of pajamas. So he went to his basic training, and there's a picture of him and his commanding officer, and he's in a pair of pajamas. And it's amazing. These young soldiers, they looked like children, how young they were. And if you think about it, some were only teenagers.
Yeah, like 12 years old. No,
And
really,
would
they're
you-
18, but.
But can you imagine
It's amazing.
your children going to war at that age now? You can't.
You
And there was
can't.
no communication then.
No.
Not even like we have now. There's little now overseas, but then nothing.
Nothing.
But his stories have to be remarkable. Yeah, let's bring him on. Or anyone that you know that wants to come, let's do a whole day.
Now the Vietnam vets, okay.
It'd be a great piece for Father's Day.
Well,
Just saying.
The Vietnam vets, I have family, and I noticed that some of the beginning, some of them were dying off for different reasons. And on Facebook, like Nicky and things like his brother just died, and these guys I grew up with when they were, they got drafted.
Sure.
And the Vietnam War was a different political agenda. There's plus, there's minuses, there's fighting and everything else. I always thought, because my uncle served in Nam, you know, my family members, a lot of them went away in Nam, a lot of them died and come back. I always said a soldier at any war, politically, not politically, when you are at war, I mean, you're a soldier, and you go out to be a soldier. You can't say, you know, listen, I don't want to go to war, or you go to jail, whatever the deal is. So that's a whole different era. You know, that's a whole different take. But I would love to bring Vietnam vets. You're going to get a lot of hostility. You're going to get a lot of, you know, it isn't like now where these parades are now where we're putting our hands around our soldiers coming back home because of the jobs they do. We're acknowledging the illnesses they have. You know, that's why I gave my money when we went to BB&T to the women. In
Operation 120.
Exactly, and I applaud those people because there's not enough support, even though we have more now than in the Vietnam era. Now, the World War II vets and the World War I, Korean War, those are different eras. Those are, you know, war was looked about differently in those days because they were saving lives. You know, World War I, World War II, that's just complete nuts. So
It's a great segue, though, to even talk to Kathy about, you talk about our youth and things that you work with as far as a holistic health, and people are commenting, wow, your story, Stacey, is they're wow, and Kathy, they're saying, yes, more health, and that people are, this is what we learned yesterday from Hippocrates, people are on this mission for greater health. They want to connect with their history. They want to really find what's going on with their bodies because the EMFs and all the things that we're getting bombarded with and the stress, and they said yesterday, if we don't eat it, it eats us. Right? The stress is eating us from the inside out, and people need to find a way to let it go, to heal themselves.
Closure.
How do you think people find closure?
Well, there was a Vietnam veteran that I was speaking with on the flight. He was next to me, and he said when he returned the first time, at the airport, someone spat in his face.
Yeah.
And he carried that with him for more than 40 years. And this trip helped give him closure.
Mhm.
And I
Interesting.
think that is a part of the healing process, too.
Everything's really an indication of where we are. It's a snapshot. And based on our values and beliefs and where we come from, that meaning, that event that happened could have had an entirely different meaning for someone else. So we're
Right.
meaning making machines, right? And so it's nice that he didn't, I'm going to say, manifest that into maybe diminished self-worth, those kinds of things, because in the healing process we have to have the knowledge and we have to have the awareness, we have to have the openness in order to make those shifts. I think there's the three most important components in changing somebody's attitude is the work that they do. So we have to change our perception, sometimes our beliefs. Self-worth is a big component, and that creates a vibrational shift, because all disease and illness is just an indication that we're really just out of balance.
But the bottom line is, do circumstances create the out of balance? In other words, coming home, because my uncles and stuff, when they came home, they had Pampers thrown at them at the airport. There was a lot of rioting. A lot of people didn't want them in Nam. I mean, it was just a mess. It isn't like now where when I was in Atlanta waiting for a flight, there's a big corridor there. When you come through, everybody stands up and starts to clap for the military. It doesn't matter what branch of the military, they're clapping. And I'm standing around going, I didn't know. I said, what the hell is this? And then I said, wow. So I changed my seat to the front, and I'm looking for them as they come down. That whole parade thing has changed. That whole attitude has changed. Do circumstances change it?
Well, the consciousness is changing.
And does it change our bodies?
And we're talking about war, but what was coming up for me is, wouldn't it be nice to have a celebration someday when we never have to worry about
Wouldn't
war?
that be? Wouldn't
Talk
be
about that
great?
all the time.
And
We
the
write
world
ADL
lives
and
in
hate.
peace, and we understand each other, and that's part of where we are evolving to with the shift that's going on.
Well, how do we shift? How do we get out of this war, hatred mode that not only our country is in, but it's not us, it's, prevalent everywhere, to more of, don't tell me hug a tree, but peace and love and kindness, humanity. When the other day Jen G sat here as a history teacher and said, if the kids only got the concept from the wars, that was fellowship, humanity, and coming together, she said, I don't even care if they remembered what war it was, but about fellowship. How do we get back to that? It's the concept of kindness, fellowship.
Love, compassion, kindness. Let's say we were at a concert, right? And somebody lights a match. And then the person next to them lights a match. And the person next to them lights a match. Pretty soon you have light where there was darkness.
You see, but that's a great concept, but I can't buy into that, because I look at what's happening
If
right
someone
now.
lit a match now, I'd be afraid there was like gasoline on the floor and they
That's
would
right.
ignite it.
They would only light that
because
match if
of-
there's a purpose.
I love your idea. I mean, there's nothing more than
Okay,
I would
but
love
it
to spread
It
light.
starts with us.
It starts with us.
We
Okay.
can't put the responsibility out there on him when, if we can't do it, how can we expect them to do it? So we have to start. We have to get rid of our fear, because fear creates more fear, and fear is
Sure.
the only thing that dims the light. That's what we're talking about right now.
But
That's
okay,
right.
no, I get all that, and I think that to teach our young kids, you got to start with parents.
It's young kids, but they're coming in a different energy. The magnetic imprint is different when they were born. That's why they think differently.
Yeah, but their parents are creating this magnetic energy that they're being born into.
No.
But wait, that's
They
an
are
interesting thought.
souls.
Think about, which we've never even thought about, right? We always say kids are born blank slates. They were not born to hate. They were not born to be prejudiced, discriminate. They're born to love, right? So all of these other energies are learned behaviors, the negative energies. But maybe all these EMFs we talked about yesterday at Hippocrates, all these things that are causing illness and wearing down on our body and what's going on, if this is what the next generation is being born into, then perhaps it's totally changing the energy and it just takes something different.
Well, I'm not even talking about the EMFs. I'm talking about the information that's coming in from, well, I'm going to say outer space, which is talking to our sun, and the sun talks to the heliosphere, and the northern lights. The electrician would call that inductance. So we have information in the form of data or radiation, natural radiation coming in based on our pure intent. It is talking to our multidimensional DNA. There is a shift going on, and you can see that there is pockets of light. But we don't want to listen to the media that constantly wants to keep us in fear, because that's their job, and then everybody turns in and says, oh no. So we have to start believing in ourselves that the shift is actually a good shift and it's moving humanity to a place where we've never been. So it's like cleaning the closet. It always gets worse before it gets better. We got to drag everything out, everything that doesn't fit, everything that we didn't even realize was there. Everything is dusty or dirty, or the shoes are worn out or whatever, right? And then we start sorting out what works and what doesn't work, and sometimes we discover stuff that we didn't even know that was there.
Incredible. All right, let's go to a commercial break. There's so much. And then, Stacy, talk about cleaning out your closet. Whew, holy smokes, look at you, lady. 888-994-4995. Give us a call. We'll be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
Three, and we look forward to hearing from you. Do you want to enhance your love life with flowers? Rejuvenate love, life, health with flowers from Blossom Moments? Weekly deliveries to your home, your business, hospital, or even senior centers. Give us a call at 561-951-6343. Blossom Moments could also coordinate your wedding or event. Contact Blossom Moments at bmgevents.net. For all of your floral event needs, large or small, call Blossom Moments. 561-951-6343. And we look forward to hearing from you.
And we're back at the Brooklyn Cafe TV live on a fun Friday. We've got our friend Stacy Mandel with us, such a remarkable artist, and Kathy Silver. Talk about shifting energy and what you do. Stacy, we just had this incredible art show.
Yes.
Right? And changing who you are. Your background as an attorney. I mean, this is what's so remarkable. And stepping into your power and who you are. You were an attorney and you wrote
opinions. I was a ghostwriter, essentially, for an appellate court justice. And I also tried to help her manage our office with two other attorneys. So I was the senior law clerk, and I drafted it. I drafted opinions for her.
And I feel like I'm thinking to what Kathy just said. You went in one day, you cleaned your closet, and you said, "All right, I'm going to change. I'm moving to Florida." You could have come here and been an attorney.
Sure,
and you
I did
didn't.
have. Right. One of the things was, for 20 years, I felt I was invisible because I was this, like I said, a ghostwriter for someone else. Everything I did was under her name. And that's fine. I didn't mind it, but personally, I was invisible. And so when my husband retired and we moved to South Florida, it gave me an opportunity to really think about what I wanted to do, a fresh start. And I knew at that moment I wasn't ever going to work for someone else again and be invisible, that I was just going to be me. And you know, that's the only thing I knew. And
How do you like finding out the new you?
I like the new me because the old me, part of my job was being the bad cop. I mean, I worked for a justice who is truly a wonderful, giving person. And I would say she's nice to a fault, meaning,
Really?
yes,
A judge nice to a fault.
believe it or not.
I believe
she
it or
is
not.
that nice to a fault. So it was on my shoulders to be the bad cop. And
You had to be her bad? Is that what you said?
I was the bad
This is
cop,
hilarious.
yes.
This is
And
hilarious.
apparently I was very good at it too.
But is that you naturally?
It could be, sure, it was
It
me.
could be, but is
Sure.
it?
No, but I think it's a matter of choice. Who do you want to be?
Well, 9 to 5, you were the bad cop, and then 5 to whatever, you were the regular you.
Then I was me. Right. I turned off my cell phone and I tucked it away so I wasn't on call at the office anymore. And I didn't have to take care of business for anyone else. I didn't have the responsibilities of making sure that the justice for whom I worked had a certain, I would say, profile. I mean, I wanted, it was important to me to represent her in the office a certain way.
Right.
And if I felt that someone on the staff wasn't doing their part, I had to have a conversation about it, and it wasn't always
You straighten
pretty.
them out. You straighten them out.
Well, I tried.
So I got a question.
Sure.
Why did you become an attorney?
Why? Because of the work. I knew I could help. I had a desire to learn more. I had a desire to help others. I had an innate belief in the fairness of the judicial system. And from my earliest moment of thinking about what do you want to be when you grow up, it was always an attorney. Life didn't take me there right away, but that was always a part of my path.
So you have
in
no
my head.
regrets.
No regrets at all, absolutely
No, I
not.
was just curious. Did you come from a family of attorneys? Or
Not at
anything?
all. I was the first person in my family to go to a four-year college and the first one to graduate. I was the first one in my family to then have an advanced education. So it was just my drive and my role models around me that allowed me and encouraged me to keep going.
It feels like an old soul that needed to be in service.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see the purple, it reminds me of the artisan that needed to come out.
So this is the new soul.
This is, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still
Well,
the same soul.
still
but,
the same.
But
This
we
is
would
her.
get pushed and nudged.
It's all that packaging. So when you write your book, is it going to be about the old you or the new you?
The book is already out.
I know, but I'm
But-
talking about that other book.
The old new, the new me, I think is, I would call it the more open me. I mean, sure, the old me, as far as writing, it's already been written in the form of the opinions that I wrote for my judge. You know, what I wrote was a part of me. And that was who I was at that time. This is who I am now. And it's just a work in progress.
And
all
your
the
writings
time.
are still represented in your artwork. I mean, your
Sure.
pieces, and I only wish she brought them, but they've gotten much bigger in size.
I
That
know,
they're
now you need a
6
crane.
feet, 9 feet. She can't bring them in. But still, one of my favorites is the note to your younger self
Mhm.
that you created. And I thought, wow, that would be spectacular for Mother's Day gift.
And why are the pieces getting bigger?
Well, first of all, some of the pieces were getting bigger because I had the show. And when you have a gallery space, it's huge. And you want people to experience things on a larger scale. And that was just what I was feeling for this, or that's what I envisioned for this show. At the same time, I have some pieces that are smaller. 6 inches by 6 inches. This is a work in progress, and this one is going to be at the Cornell Art Museum for their 6-inch by 6-inch fundraiser. So as a result of going on the honor flight and talking to people there and the veterans, I realized that mental health was very important. So these are going to be, I'm going to be filling this up with affirmations geared towards mental health.
Right.
And it doesn't just apply to veterans, but it'll apply to anybody. Some people suffer from depression and they need to have affirmations and reinforcement. And I want them to be able to see this artwork and feel better about not just the artwork, but about themselves.
I'm sorry. And she does it in Greg Shorthand. Freddie, you have to see this piece in her book. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember we had breakfast about a year ago? And everything you do is in Greg Shorthand.
Mhm.
And somehow Freddie mentioned, why don't you, I think I asked you to put the description, to write it out in English so we could understand. So when you see this artwork, you knew what it said. And you added that.
Yes,
and
I
then
did.
Freddie said, what about adding Braille? And look at this. Is this not
It's
spectacular?
amazing. It's amazing.
How you've added the Braille. And how did you learn this?
Well, you just go online, as you can see.
Yeah, but this is cell by cell and word by word, letter by letter. This is...
You know what? I went to Florida Atlantic University in Boca, and I met with the Student Assistive Services Department, and I met with someone who was visually impaired, and I had brought a sheet of all these different types of, I would say, practice Braille cells. And I asked her to feel each one and tell me which one she liked the best, which one she could read from the easiest.
Right.
And so she picked out 2, and those were my models for the rest of the Braille.
Like it.
And you do it with paint.
I do it with paint. Yeah, it's a medium.
Unbelievable. Like the difference, who would even think, right? You have to feel it the right way. So you needed the medium, you needed the texture, you needed the consistency so
Right.
that someone could actually run their hand along it and read it.
Yeah, and that
Remarkable.
particular piece that you're talking about is the 6 foot by 6 foot piece, and it has a white background. There's about 15 layers to give it more depth of different colors, but it looks white. And all of the translations in English are in white, so it's very difficult to see. The shorthand is actually in like a silvery gray, which is not much easier to see. I can see it fine, but people who, the sighted community, can't see it very well. But the people who are visually impaired, low vision or no vision, can actually see it so easy.
Giving sight to the
Wow.
blind.
That's right.
What you did before was complicated. The law itself and the writing of it and how much meaning you put into this works. Very complicated situation. I did a little pre-law in my life. Lord give us strength.
It's a different way of thinking.
There is no other way of thinking. It is just so different. And now you've changed that whole thing, and where you were writing one thing, now you are giving the answers to all those questions that people had back then. So you're giving sight to the blind. You know, it's really amazing how you've come full circle, and you've taken the most complicated. I mean, this is not simple, and made it simple, right? Using touch and hands and feel and colors.
Right.
And this is one of your pieces. This you said is what, 9 by
9 by 16 feet. Yes.
Feet, not inches.
9 by
Feet.
16 feet.
I mean, it's like this table.
A little bit bigger.
I think it's bigger than the table.
Yeah.
I was hoping she'd say that.
It's a lot bigger than the table.
It is. And the funny thing is that the bigger, for me, the bigger you're doing, the more you're doing this, the louder. Because all of a sudden, you know how they were using their fingers?
Right.
And they were using their sight and their other senses. All of a sudden, you can hear your message.
Right. This is
What does
very
this
loud.
say?
This, like I said, 9 feet by 16 feet. It's filled with positive affirmations. The largest ones say love and gratitude. It says you are beautiful. I love you. Be strong. I am so proud of you. These are the louder messages. And then there's also Other ones use failure as an opportunity to learn. Moving, changing, flowing. Your opinion matters.
Those are words or
You
sentences?
matter. They're phrases and forms that are all throughout here. One even says, "Go ahead and cry. We are in this together." I can just see it all: conceive, believe, achieve. Speak words of kindness and love. Act with purpose and understatement. And it's all there. And like you said, shouting it, it's overwhelming, but it's also overwhelmingly positive. Even if you don't know what any of it says, and not many people do, my goal, my thought process was to put it out there in the hopes that even subliminally you will feel something from that artwork.
And that's what happened. That's when I found you. Do you know I have not been at one art show this year? Not one.
With your daughter?
So this
Not at
actually
all, nothing.
reminds me of light language, which is very interesting because it's going to have a meaning when people look at it and not even know what it's saying, exactly what you're saying. But I was at a esoteric conference in January, and they were going over the teaching wheel from the Pleiadians, and one of the women, her name is Lily Wong, she actually was writing out some of the stuff, and it looked very similar. So I would say that you are channeling something that is way, way bigger than you have any idea.
It's quite possible.
It's funny because you give people the paper and the pen, and when they see your work, I'm getting other messages. I get other things. 57 years of my life, a line for each year, right? So the first line would be birth, and then you go into 57 different deals, and then you sort of turn the letters because life isn't a straight line. There are turns, and there's all sorts of movement that's going on here. And you're right. I think that you're touching things about us that we don't realize that we've had either this way, or we just not realizing, or we refuse to. And again, part of that is fear.
Yeah, and I like this is because it circumvents the intellect, because the intellect puts everything in boxes.
Exactly.
And we have to understand it. And this, you just get a vibrational feel, which will talk to a different, totally different level of who we are. So we become into question, and when we come into question, we're more open to anything that is there.
Exactly. It starts a conversation. You're curious.
Yeah.
And you just want to talk about it, and in doing so, we get to learn more about each other.
You know, your art is going to require a 24-hour hotline. Let me tell you why. You buy your art, you hang it, right? Here's this big piece, and everybody that comes into this room is going to feel something different.
That's right.
And they're going to say, what's her phone number? Because I need to figure out what the hell's going on with me,
But
lady.
here's another thing. You can see the intention behind that is love.
Yes.
And that's what primarily is the message coming off of there.
Sure.
So you ask how the world changes, and I don't believe it. I'm skeptical. But these are the subtle things that are slowly sort of percolating and bubbling to the surface that we may not even realize affects us every day. And an act of kindness can change someone forever.
No, I agree.
Sure.
I agree with it. And I wish that it was. I wish that it was coming forward faster. I wish that it was. I wish that I could see it in my lifetime. I wish. There's a lot of things. You know, I'm a grandfather now. You saw my son, and I don't bleed for me no more. I bled already, and these kids are gonna bleed. I got kids in here that I worry about. I got a whole bunch of things going on with me because, and I would like this to be the flag. I would fly it. I mean, we talked about this, right? Close 95, take all these kids and walk down to City Hall and make some noise. But we have to go to such extremes. This, in the art world, is an extreme. You've come full circle. You've changed everything and anything that gets in your path. And it's right there on the cover of that magazine.
What
right?
I love so much about this magazine, because I think it's great. We have all these great magazines that come out in our community, right? And there's always a famous celebrity, right? Someone we know. This is
Same difference.
community. She is our celebrity.
But that is
and
a
you have
celebrity.
grown. Yes. And that's what I love. They didn't bring someone in from California and Photoshop them and put them on. Absolutely spectacular.
That's because she affected those people, just like you were saying.
Yes.
And they're saying, why did we do that? Why did we put it on the cover? Why did we do that?
And I love your hair. It's just, and everything you do, Stacey, is just remarkable. and how you've grown.
Any new stuff coming? In a few minutes. Anything new out of the box coming that you've been dreaming of?
Actually, yes, I've been working with a fabricator.
Knew that was coming.
Yeah, I've been working with a fabricator in Pompano, and his name is Eric Smith, and I'm working on a sculpture, and this sculpture is gratitude, and what I'm doing with him is we're creating a prototype for large scale public art projects. And so if I can get a small scale gratitude sculpture, I mean, you can just see that form, and it's this one right here. Okay, that form, you can just see that as a giant sculpture in the middle of a park or an intersection like a roundabout, or even just on its own, where people can gather and take photos on it. They can stick their heads through the little loops, they can crawl on it, they can pose with it, and there you have all of these people. You can just see, feeling good about getting their picture taken in front of that.
Right.
Even if they don't know shorthand, which nobody does anymore, but it'll make them feel good. It's a place where people come together for something positive.
And your message of they may not know, right? It's the story of gratitude and the stories. It's the same thing as bringing your brother-in-law in, the stories of the untold stories that people do not know, but they need
Right.
to be shared, right? We need to
Sure.
hear them. We need to get them to the next generation. We need to document them. And this as well, you may not be able to read it or see it, but you need to feel it.
You're gonna
And
feel it.
You're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
You can see it.
How
at the
does
fountain.
one get you to buy your art?
Go visit our house.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're all over the place. Is there a setup where you can call in, you can write in?
Well, sure. StacyMandel.com. I'm on Instagram at stacy.mandel.art. Facebook is at Stacy Mandel Art. So there's a lot of different ways to reach me. The gallery at the Miami-Dade College in Hialeah, nothing was for sale there. It was an exhibition just to bring people together to show the art and to talk about it. So I didn't sell anything for the last 2 months, and that's fine. I also just finished a commission, and so I do take commissions as time allows.
Now, the pieces that you brought in here when we met you, are those all gone?
A lot of them are, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, if people just contact me and they say, you know, I'm interested in this, how much, you know, does it cost? I tell them, and then they like it,
And
and I
away
get
you go.
it sent off to
I
them.
love it.
That's all.
And talk about finding your passion and your purpose. So much of what Kathy does to help uncover things.
Yes.
How do people find you to get in touch to help them do what they
I'm
need to do?
on Facebook. I have a website, CatherineSilver.com, and it's CATHRINE, silver.com, and it talks about the decoding, grief counseling, all of those sort of things, so they can reach me through there. Let's see, I guess I do a blog, KathySilver.me, so.
And what are some of the things people would come to you for if they don't know what decoding means or more than grief
Um,
counseling?
Most of the time, people are struggling with an illness that they have, and they realize that there's something going on under the surface. A lot of my referrals come from a physician in California who's doing stem cell, and then in the course of the stem cell for the disease and illness, they are given the decoding as well. So I've been working with people who have Parkinson's, people who have severe knee problems. I had one client, we worked through a number of things, and she said, I'm aware now that when I follow my truth, my knees do not hurt me. When I acquiesce to what my husband wants or what I don't feel is the truth for me, my knees begin to hurt. Knees
It's a
are
perfect
about-
segue for you, Leslie, doesn't it?
Knees are about honoring our individual us versus the group consciousness, which could be social, it could be political, it could be religious.
That's what your knees represent? Interesting.
Moving forward, yeah, but
We've
on-
talked about that, right? Knees, shoulders, neck, a lot of what we've talked about. So this is perfect to lead into our 1 o'clock hour on.
Did you do this on purpose?
Do I ever do anything on purpose?
I don't know. With you, I never know.
Things
I'm
just
eating.
magically happen here with my
I'm
wine.
eating all sorts of grass stuff, and who knows with you.
Clarity is what it is, but there's so many things going on. Michelle's bringing people in all the time.
How you doing?
It's the shoes. Ready to switch over to the 1 o'clock hour?
I'm gonna buy you bubble wrap for your shoes. Oh, look at this! You brought in Dan.
You
Holy
brought in a
smokes!
party.
The whole place is in. Everybody's in the house. Is it art walk tonight? Wait a minute.
No, it's not
Oh,
art walk
okay.
tonight. We just
Just
had art walk
we should have it every night.
It's just a busy
Dan, next
Friday.
week we're gonna have Christmas in May. Christmas in May.
Oh,
A merry, merry May Christmas.
you guys never came to Christmas last year, so.
We bring Christmas.
Michelle's going to put her nice hat on. Forget the naughty.
No,
She's
she
gonna
has a
wear the
naughty hat.
nice.
I want to do Christmas in May.
Okay, I'm in.
And
You
we're
guys
going to
okay?
collect toys and stuff and take it to a children's hospital or something. Oh, now you see how you switch on there, right? And all of a sudden, okay, Freddie, he's giving me okay. He was just telling me you're crazy. But I think it'll be fun.
All right, stay tuned for a 1 o'clock hour. We'll be back in a few. 95.3 FM, 1470 AM. See you in a few.
You have been removed from the conference.
Changes, or a reluctance to go to school. These all could be signs that a child is the victim of bullying. And as parents, as educators, as adults, we have the power to stand up and stop the bullying, fix it, and prevent it. If you're a parent, the teacher, the custodian, the aunt, the neighbor, or the coach, one caring adult can make all the difference. Take the pledge to be that adult at NEA.org/bullyfree. Students in Florida deserve more caring adults in their lives. That's NEA.org/bullyfree.
A message from the Florida Education Association. Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM W237BD Boca Raton, the Health and Wealth Radio Network.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save money, but how? By calling Debbie at I Will Advisors, that's how, and have her review your homeowner's policy. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for you. So what are you waiting for? Call Debbie at I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
What is the Del Walmsley Radio Show?
Welcome to the Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. I'm your host, Del Walmsley, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show, Mondays at 5, Tuesday through Friday at noon on WNN.
The following message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Soon, it will be time to make important decisions about your Medicare prescription drug coverage.
Hello,
Shine
can you hear me?
counselors provide free, unbiased help in selecting a Medicare Part D or Advantage plan.
You are
If have
connected, it looks
questions,
like.
Shine can guide you through the enrollment period ending December 15th. For more information or to volunteer, call 1-800-963-5337 or go to floridashine.org.
Talk here. Talk there. Talk 1470 AM and 95.3 FM, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. WNN.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone.
Say hello
at
if you're there.
561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888.
You Freddie?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No one answered me.
Yeah, because we didn't hear the ending of the open. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. That is Duff on the board. You know, it's always me. It ain't Duff. It is me. I always mess up for some reason. We lost you, Duff. That's what happened. We didn't hear it. Okay, welcome to all our friends in LA, San Francisco, New York. Welcome to part 2.
How are you always getting dressed?
I had to take off.
How do you get undressed in the middle of the show? I don't mean
I had
really
to.
undressed. His
I had
headphones.
to.
Sorry, I must clarify on the radio.
I had to take off my ears to see what's happening.
What's happening?
Are we on sound? We got good sound?
We're good to
Okay,
go.
we're good to go. All
Happy
right, welcome,
Friday,
welcome,
everyone.
welcome. Part 2. If you missed part 1, hit rewind. Nothing happens.
But stay tuned because we're going to revisit part 1 because it was absolutely spectacular. We got to go to Hippocrates Health Institute yesterday, which was unbelievable. And we have Leslie Carmen from Carmen Cares Laser Institute with us today. And we've got Denise and we've got Kathy Silver. We didn't even get to touch on decoding. Stacey Mandel, just the most incredible artist. Talk about a woman stepping into her power. The evolution of Stacey is truly remarkable. And on our last hour, we were talking about gratitude and Greg Shorthand and her artwork, and she's turning one of her shorthand pieces into a sculpture, and it's going to say gratitude. And even if you don't understand what the sculpture says in shorthand, you will understand it and feel it says gratitude. And as Kathy Leaves says, she says, I need to give you my book. It's called Riding the Light Beam, How Any Woman Can Find the Hero Inside, which I said we never even got to touch on. Stay for the next hour. So she does. I take her card out, and I look to see where she happened to just put it. And where is it? On the page titled Gratitude. So all I can say is, you just can't make this stuff up. So happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe TV. You can find us and Duff at 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, streaming all over social media, even though Freddie's in jail. You can give us a call at 888-565-1470. Hello to you, too.
I am in jail. So if you want to help me out, you can share it out. Help me get to where we got to go. Hit the share button. Put it on your friends' pages. You know, whatever. Show some love.
And I have to say, we have to give a shout out to our numbers. I'm just saying, over 101,000 views we have hit. Views,
Yes.
numbers, I don't even know what that means.
Well, then why would you bring it up? You
Because
know
over
what I mean?
101,000 views, I guess, on
And she
Facebook.
digs me into the hole and says, okay, Freddie, dig your way out.
On Facebook, isn't it?
Yes.
101,000.
That's
Pretty
just that
remarkable.
platform without the radio or anything.
That's just on the Brooklyn Cafe platform. That's not
correct.
even on sharing. So
That's not on radio. That's not AM and FM or anything else. I keep telling you guys, you got to get bigger. The summer comes, just like your artwork.
we hit 101,000 this morning.
That's amazing. The first time,
Congratulations.
number one on the network, and we are going to. I got an announcement.
Yes.
Our friends, the coffee. I
Don
give them my
Pablo.
stupid back. The coffee makers from the
Don
Brooklyn
Pablo.
Cafe, Don Pablo, has just opened up a studio in Miami. It's called the Don Pablo Studios in Miami, and he has invited the cafe to come do a show in Miami, which I'm going to take him up on. So we're going to take the limo down
Take the party bus.
and do a show down there. And it's going to be the first time we've hit in Miami. I think it's going to be great.
It's going to be great. And I'm glad I'm not driving because the funny thing is, I get lost every time I drive.
Yes.
And every time we take our crew on remote,
You get
I'm
lost.
driving.
Yes.
And you're laughing
Because you take the lights and stuff.
because I take the light.
Then she goes, nobody wants to help me find this place. I said, what are you talking about? I mean, she just went right past it.
Next time I'm getting a convertible so the lights don't fit in my car, and then we're going to another
hold
car.
on. I just want everybody here to know that she is a Uber driver. Uber.
No, I
Uber
didn't
driver.
quite get that job.
Yeah, because they wouldn't hire you.
Pretty much.
As a matter of fact, did you hear what happened with Uber this morning? Congratulations to Uber. IPO, right? $43 a share. They have become a public company. Now, their workers just went on strike, which is ironic. That's okay. They can't go on strike. They don't work for them. They're commissioned. They're contractors. It makes no sense. The whole world makes no sense.
But there's a lot going on, and actually Faith Washington had a fantastic show last night with Debbie Aldrich. She's a journalist.
Do you know Debbie Aldrich?
I don't.
Does anybody here know Debbie Aldrich?
I don't think I do.
I think I do,
She
and I
has
don't
a
remember
show.
from
It's
where.
called Freedom's Voice.
It
and she
airs
has
on hour 24.
I-24,
I-24.
and it's coming. She got a new show coming out in September. But talking about what to do if you are getting into an Uber or you're getting into a shared car ride. And I thought, we really need to do a segment on this. It's about taking a picture of the license plate, texting it to someone who's not in the car with you, keeping your bag with you so you have a way to protect yourself. And it's not saying carry a handgun. We're not saying carry weapons. But what is in your handbag that if you needed to get out of that car or something happened to you in that car that you could protect yourself and get out? And
That's
I think
right.
it's a powerful piece to have. We just have to find the right person.
And you got to take your hand whenever you take an Uber, right? So if you're going to take a picture of their plate or whatever the hell you're going to do, you take your hand, left hand, and you put it on the trunk of his car or her car. Now, do you know why you do that?
For fingerprints.
That's right. And this is a trick the FBI taught Gio, and Gio said to me, ever take an Uber? Just do that.
Really?
Because if you ever go missing, they're going to have a lead with your hand on that car.
Interesting.
All right, so that's the tip of the day.
Tip of the day. Give us a call with your tip of the day.
It's sad though that we have to give that kind of a tip.
It is, because that's the world we live in. But after you see what happened in Colorado, where this kid gave up his life to save lives, listen, it is what it is. I know this is what they keep telling me, and you got to keep going. And we're not here about sadness, but you know something? Be vigilant.
But it starts with one. We talked about it in the first hour. We talk about it all the time. It starts with one, changing the frequency, the vibration, to love, to self-love, to healing, to riding the light.
Yeah, but last night, I didn't want to say nothing.
Uh-oh.
But Freddie was right.
About what?
Don't go to a parking lot to cry. Don't hang out in parking lots. Don't
What
go.
happened?
The lady said that what happens is that we don't look around what's going on around us.
Sure.
You just don't. This girl gets into an Uber in North Carolina. It wasn't even her car. Come on now. Get your face out of your phone. Put it away. Take care of business.
Don't
Whoever you're
ever
going to
park
talk
next to a van. I never park next to a van in a shopping parking place. Never.
And don't go at 9 o'clock at night to Walmart. You know, there ain't nothing in Walmart that can't wait till the next morning. I don't understand it. If you go out at night, the vampires are all out there. Yeah, tip of the day. Don't go to Walmart at night. Just don't. If you're a female especially, even if you're a guy, you're taking life into your own hands.
I'm taking the light back into my own hands. You're
There you
putting
go.
too much darkness on the light here.
All right, let's go to that.
I'm just
Let's
saying,
go to
it's
the light.
time to switch it up.
All right.
Time to switch to something fun.
Exactly. We got Leslie Carmen. We always love having Leslie. And Tony Gorin was hoping to come. She's in the process of completing her set and everything they're doing in the clinic, so we're going to be there soon. We're going to come back to Carmen Care and do another live remote with you. And you've got Denise with you, so tell
I
us about
do.
Denise. Welcome, Denise.
Well, we're so
Thank you.
excited.
Welcome.
We're so excited that we met, and it's fantastic how we met. But the thing that we're most excited about is, you know that I do obviously laser therapy for pain, knees and backs and so forth. But over the years, I'm going to be 6 years now on May 9th, which is actually, I think, just came to be.
She's
So
off
we
mic.
We have been focusing on treating people with severe illness, as you know, trigeminal neuralgia and chronic fatigue and just really severe pain. And when I reach out to these people, they usually are so sick that they can't even think of coming here and getting treatment.
True.
Because how do you cook for yourself? How do you even drive to the clinic? How do you take care of yourself? So we've created a program called the T3 Paradigm. And what it is, it's a retreat for 21 days. And all you have to do is get enough strength to get into the plane and land. And we will pick you up at any airport, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Miami. We drive you to Denise's beautiful house that she is offering us and have these people stay there. We cook for you, and Denise makes beautiful juices in the morning for you, wheatgrass, and she adds her, sweetness to it. That doesn't taste so bad. She's a chef. She cooks absolutely amazing, beautiful, organic, from the beginning, new meals. We then pick up our patients from her place, drive them to our clinic. They get the 2-hour laser treatment and everything that we do, the PureWave and the detoxing and all that, and the emotional support. Then we bring them back. They go walking on the beach, or they have a rest in her home. Her home is right on the beach. And we do...
Your home is on the beach?
Yeah, across the street from the beach.
It's like a bread and breakfast here.
Right, exactly. And so then she does her things there with music and playing, and just outside we'll do meditation on the beach, and we pick them up again towards the end of the day, get their 2-hour laser treatments and bring them back. It's going to be a 21-day retreat where we're treating, as we said, the trauma with the lasers, the toxins with the laser detox, and her drinks, and she with the food.
Right.
Then we also do the thoughts, and that's where your beautiful idea of, it's the decoding, right? It's the same thing we do, just a little bit different, but it's all the same at the end of the day. It's just really finding a way to connect with your inner self, and we give help, and what we want to do is have people go home then with a lot of knowledge. Number one, they're going to get the little palm laser to continue treating themselves. I'm a Reiki teacher, so I'm going to teach them Reiki 1, how to self-heal. So when they do go home, they can self-heal. Denise is going to teach them about nutrition, how important it is, how to juice, how to make certain soups that are very good for you.
And how easy it is, because it really is very easy to cook healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And, we are what we eat. We are what we think.
And you help with nutrition, right? You're a nutritionist.
Yes. So
Tell us what you do, Denise, other than live in a spectacular place and ready to move in. I'm coming for lunch, dinner, breakfast, the
Right.
beach, and some exercise and meditation. I'm in at that point, but I don't even know you. Tell me what you do.
My name is Denise Ashe. I was a director of it. I created education programs for adolescents that were in residential treatment. So while they were at their stay, they were able to have school. So we would assess each one individually and be able to keep them on track with their academics, or get them back on track with their academics. And the facility I worked for 12 years recently closed and went into adult addiction. So I am starting, my house has always been a place where I wanted to create retreats. It lends itself very well to that. Years ago, my uncle was a legendary Wolfman Jack, and he was very ill at one point, and we were I was trying to.
Your uncle was Wolfman Jack.
Yeah. Yes.
Does anybody here remember Wolfman
Even I
Jack?
remember, yeah.
Details.
Wow.
So when Wolf was not, his health was getting really bad, and I said, listen, I have this great place in Boca, my home, and you need to come, and you need to take about 2 weeks, and we need to really, just reset your whole being. Unfortunately, I was a little bit late. He died very young, unfortunately. But that dream was always inside of me, to really use my house as a place of healing, a place of reconnecting with yourself, loving yourself, understanding where your pain comes from.
I'm really curious.
Yes.
How big is your house? It's got to be huge, right? How many people are going to be invited to these?
Well, we're going to do like a retreat for 4 people at a time.
Oh, okay. I'm having a party here. I said I'm bringing 25 people with me. All right, so 4 people at a time.
4 people at a time.
And then I'm just going to build on.
Freddie does it the Puerto Rican way.
I can put tents, I guess. No.
How many Puerto Ricans?
How many Ricans can you put in your
I have
house?
a very lot. How many what?
How many weekends can you put in a car? That's what she's trying to say.
Yeah, our goal is to start small with her, beautiful area and build up on that and see, okay, I'm sure the need is there. I can only imagine the need is there. And we're doing this international, so people from anywhere in the world can actually come and be here and get the healing that they need. And
but
go
it's
home.
21 days, right?
Correct, 21 days.
You have a waiting list.
It's going to be waiting list.
So you will give you an appointment in 20,
888
Well, if
28.
that
565
happens,
1470.
Denise has been in the hotel business.
Yeah,
She
so I was
knows
in the
how to
hotel
run a
business for
hotel.
many years
We
in,
have
Portugal,
yeah.
actually. So.
And there's enough property that we could get property and build, and make more
And I
room
was-
for them.
Yeah.
How did the two of you connect?
Oh,
Go
it's
ahead, you say
unbelievable,
it.
the story. I had a patient of hers came to rent my property, my guest house, and we became friends. She was this woman was in terrible pain. She had been suffering for quite a long time, and I can never say that word.
Trigeminal neuralgia, our
That's
specialty,
it.
right? Yeah.
And 5 children, which is very unusual today that, people don't have 5 children anymore. So she had 5 beautiful children. She contacted me saying, I'm doing medical procedures. I would really like my husband and the kids to come down while I'm here. And I was a little hesitant. I went, 5 kids. I'm from a family of 6, so I love children, but I was like, 5 kids, okay. And I went, all right, I would love to have you. So she came with her, she came a week early. Her husband came after that, got to meet the family, the children, and just saw her every day, this improvement happening where these children had really kind of lost their mother.
How old were the kids? Are the kids little?
11-year-old, 2 twins that were 8-year-olds, a girl and boy twin, and then a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Young children.
Beautiful children. And I have built a whole aquaponic system on my property, so I have the wheatgrass and all of these lovely things. So I'm really about, nurturing your soul, really, and your being.
And where is the house located?
It's located in East Boca, across the street from South Beach Park entrance.
And how is this woman doing now?
Yes, let's get to that because so I saw, slowly, and then she was gone, she was doing her medical procedures every day, so I was having fun with her kids, which were lovely. We ended up being best friends, and they were talking recipes with me, which I loved. And then they left, and she stayed on a couple days longer, so I had time to interact with her personally, and it was just delightful. And she was very fearful the last day. She was afraid to leave Leslie. She was afraid of her pain coming back. And I looked at her and I go, "Are you joking me? Look at what you have created here." I said, and she said, and she goes, you got to meet Leslie. She wants to do retreats. She's doing a video. And I went, "Oh, that is the perfect I said, it just, look at, I get chills. And so I go, "That's wonderful." So she left and we had a wonderful talk, and she went to Leslie, and then she was taking off, and Leslie texted me, she goes, "Thank you, Denise, for whatever you said to Amity, because she was really being fearful." And I go, "I know, we need to get together." So that's what brought us
So
together.
21 days of treatment you had never met. You didn't meet until after the fact.
No, we
Wow.
didn't meet to the very end, and then
that.
I was just like, I went, this is exactly what I've been looking for. This is exactly what, I wanted to join with somebody who was in, who was looking to really look at the whole person.
I'll talk about holistic healing, right? It's what we talked about, and the universe does provide goodness when you walk in the light.
It's so amazing because a few days before I had put that out there with my business partner, Nicole, that, I said, "Nicole, we've got to do something. We can do all the medical stuff, but then we need a house. So either we're going to rent something, we need somebody who can cook organic, who can do this." And I literally put it out there, and 2 days later, I meet Denise, and then I say, "Oh, you have a house, that's great. Now all we need is a cook." She goes, "No, I cook." I'm like, "You're a chef?" "Yes." I said, "Well, it's got to be organic and juicy." "Oh, I do all that." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you, God. This is just meant to
All right,
be."
let's give out Leslie's number.
Well, hold on. Did you do this prior to meeting her on a?
I have I was in the hotel business. I went to the Cordon Bleu cooking school in France, in Paris, years ago. I was
Get closer to your mic.
studying it. I went to the American University in Paris, where I studied business, as well as I always had a passion for cooking. So then I went to the Cordon Bleu cooking school. I met my ex-husband, who was Portuguese, and he had a hotel in Portugal, and so we got into the hotel business that way.
So you're familiar with this kind of?
All my
Is
life.
it just fabulous? We're 10 minutes away.
I'm freaking amazed. Did
Why?
you know?
Why are you amazed?
Why?
Yeah.
I've been working with this lady forever.
And greatness always surrounds her. Why are you amazed?
Because she wanted something. It's funny because if you look at your place now from a year ago, it has ballooned into
Totally.
It's different.
Well, why are you amazed? She's a spectacular woman,
Oh,
and she puts it out there, and
how
it comes.
How many people you know who do the cooking business, Portugal, France, and the whole nine, and then you walk into a wall and there she is? That doesn't amaze you?
With
You gotta be
Leslie?
kidding me.
With Leslie?
Not when you have faith.
Not when you have faith, and not when I open a book here called Riding the Light Beam, and the card is in gratitude, and Stacy is doing a fabrication of a gratitude sculpture. Really? Does anything surprise you on a Friday?
This surprised me.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
You have little faith, I must
No,
say.
she came
So can I
from-
chime in for a second?
Sure.
So this is called Physics with an Attitude, and it
Listen to
actually
your mic.
likes to bring things.
Yeah, talk
Talking to your mic. They can't hear you. You're on the radio.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So this is called Physics with an Attitude, and it likes to bring like-minded things together. And so that's why this whole afternoon, it was all brought together.
Honey, I'm used to this. I do this 5 days a week.
No, I understand, but you're asking how it does it,
No,
how
no,
it really
no,
does
no.
it. But it's physics, and love is at the center of physics.
It has nothing to do with this. I do this 5 days a week. I run into people, forget about it. They've saved my life. That's how much I run into this. But what surprises me is where you come from. Now, if you were selling real estate, if you were doing hair color, if you were doing nails, I don't care. If you were digging graves, makes no difference. But the bottom line is what you do is exactly what you were looking for.
Exactly, but
Of
I mean,
all the moves
to
that
the
you
T.
did,
To the T.
you don't find that surprising.
How did
only
I
2
meet
days
you?
later.
That's a whole different story.
Why? I had a lot to say, and there you came and gave me a mic. It's the same
All
thing.
right, Jeff, let's go to commercial.
See, I can always change it back. Give us a call, 888-565-1470. We'll be right back.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
vCard Global is the world's smartest business card that virtually allows a person or business to digitally share all of their information. With a vCard, sharing information is one simple click away. No need to open emails, websites, or social media. Updating information is easy and instant. vCard Global is the ultimate marketing tool, transforming the way we connect, communicate, and collaborate to grow your business. Text JENNG to 80800. Revolutionize your business card. For information, contact Jennifer. Text JENNG to 80800 for your free digital business card today.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video. Let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. We were
Got
just
me out?
at
Okay.
break talking about food and soups.
Again?
Soups.
Oh, your soup.
My soup. Well, we're talking about how food can heal, and soup, and we're talking about Lady N's soup, this squash soup. And Denise makes this incredible carrot soup, which sounds spectacular because they told me I needed orange soup to heal my stomach. That soup lowered your sugar,
Yes, it did.
which is remarkable.
And I don't even like squash. I'm amazed.
I know, right?
I'm amazed. You see, I'm amazed.
You're amazed again. But food does heal. And to your point, Kathy, I want to get what we're talking about as far as riding the light beam and how a woman can find the hero inside. This is why it doesn't amaze me what Leslie brings forward, because Leslie is truly a hero, and she walks it every day. And I'm so glad you met Denise. I don't even know you yet, Denise, but if you're working with Leslie, I know it's going to be spectacular.
What was it you called it?
What did you call this universal?
Oh, you mean
Truth.
physics with an attitude?
Physics with an attitude.
And it's bringing like things together, and that's why our thoughts influence so much. So that's why, how did this all coalesce? We've all sort of come from this universe that it's about gratitude, it's about healing, it's about deep emotions, it's about all of that. And so, unbeknownst to you, basically, who showed up?
This happens every day, though, and people say
For healers.
It's funny. I don't even know who's going to be on the show. We have a tradition. Freddie never knows.
he doesn't know until the show.
I don't know until the show. Well, this is a true story. I didn't know yesterday that Dawn put together that whole deal that we went to. There were 22 people on that set.
We had standing room only in that set, in that
I
room,
didn't
in
know
the
that.
hacienda. If you've been to HHI, have you been to it? We were in the hacienda, standing room only, and it was in far northwest West Palm Beach, right? No place near where we sit every day. People came, patients came, and guests came, and
We ran out of time.
we had to
We
run
had to stay
over
like 10 minutes, and they said, listen, you got to go because there's a group coming in
because we
the
had a
area."
whole other interview to do, and we'd even get to that one. And here's the video they took. This place is just incredible, and Leslie, so much in line with what you do. But Kathy, let me ask you about your book. I love the title, How Any Woman Can Find the Hero Inside. Meaning what?
Meaning we all have things happen in our lives, and they can either make us or break us. And it's up to us and our inner core strength to decide how we're going to move on. So with mine, it was my divorce, and it's a series of stories about my life, and I relate the stories to bigger pictures of life. Like one of the early stories is about hiking, and it was 80 degrees. We were in Seattle, and we said we don't need rain gear, and we left it, and we walked, and it started raining, and then it started snowing, and you know, it was a mess, and my jeans got burned by the fire trying to get dry and all that, and I was afraid would we find our way out and all of that. But that's sometimes how life is.
Rain, snow, and fire just all going on a hike? That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
How long were you married?
Almost 26 years. I was with Mitch 31.
Wow. So when that changed your whole perspective on you? When you got divorced?
Yeah, I was committed to my relationship. I believed, I'm going to say the fairy tale,
Right.
till death do us part. And now I look at it as I didn't get the memo from the universe that there was bigger purpose for me. And because of that, I switched my direction, and I'm really here in service, not just to my family, but more to humanity in general. And so, you know, but if I hadn't reframed it that way, I could have been like my mother, who was bitter until the day she died. You know, oh, your father's going to burn in hell, judgment day is coming, and all that. And that was not my attitude at all. After I got over my initial sadness of what had happened, it was, okay, what am I supposed to do? And so you begin to reframe things and understand things in a different way than maybe the way we were brought up and the way we think we should do things. And it's about following our own truth. And so at the end, it's really a book about questions. So I write stories, and then I ask questions to the reader at the end. My stepmother said, well, everybody needs a list. And that was one of the chapters, is there is no list, because our individual journeys are so different. And I knew that I had pretty what I call healed is because when my second son got married in 2016, my ex-husband was there with his wife and my mother-in-law and all that, and it was someone I used to know, but there was no emotional angst. I gave him a hug and said, "How are you doing?" and all of that. So I knew that I had healed when I can come from a place like that of embracing someone who, left me by the curb.
Stacy, this book reminds me so much of what you do with your art, and just opening, because I just got it. So this title is Procrastination, and then she has the dictionary, procrastination, then she has the phonetic spelling, that it's a noun, and it just resonates that you sit here on the set together. I know the universe again brings it together, because what you do with your shorthand and now adding the Braille, and it's touching everyone on whatever level they learn at. We talked the other day about auditory learners, visual learners, emotional learners, wherever we are, you both touch souls wherever they come from. And Leslie, this is what you do with light, and Denise, you do it with food. I mean, healers come in so many forms, and Freddie, a lot of times you tell someone they're a healer and they say, "Who, me? Why do you think I'm a healer?
Yeah.
I'm not like the person over there who heals. I'm not a physician. I'm not a this." But you see, healing comes in so many ways, and what we bring together. I mean, the four of you that sit here, it's remarkable. And it always comes back to light.
Yes, giving the ability to do more, giving choice, right? I work with Leslie, and you've given me choice on my life. All of a sudden, I've gotten thirsty now because I want to learn more. You've shown me the light. That's an interesting twist.
Nice.
You've shown me that, you can heal, and it doesn't have to be all at once. It could be a drop at a time, but you show me that healing does exist. And where I almost gave up on becoming a diabetic and saying, the hell with it. I'm going to go out in the fire and I'm going to eat myself to death. I mean, this is just too much work. And you show me now you can actually turn this thing around, because psychologically it's really where the fix begins, right? That's where the whole thing starts.
If you think diabetes is really about sugar, right? And sugar is sometimes a slang term for love. Give me some sugar, you'll hear people say. So diabetes has to do with love, loving ourselves, not being able to receive love. It gets pretty deep. There's some repressed sadness in there that is carried forward.
Correct.
And the bottom line is loving yourself, realizing that you carry divinity within.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because what I feel now about diabetes is when I was growing up, my mother, may she rest in peace, did not realize that she was feeding me to become a diabetic. And she didn't know this. But when you eat some of the garbage that I ate in, there's an old saying, garbage in, garbage out. And she made me, I used to eat these high carb, and did I say more carbs from beginning, middle, and all day, and my body, because I didn't know it, couldn't tolerate it. So you're right, there is some emotion about this stuff.
Is the sweetness because we're self-medicating?
Well, but
food is the earliest form of love.
Of love, right? Food is love across cultures.
And I love food. And you'll see, when I eat, we're going to town. I got no problem with it. But the problem I'm having is the weight. I call it the weight. And that's one of the reasons I love what you do, because it reminds me of something old. You said old soul.
With Stacy's an old soul.
Old soul. And you have some of those, because I'm old school. I love old school. I believe in the old school mentality, the whole nine. What you're hitting on, it just shines light that the things that we do in our life, sometimes we bring forward from the past. And that's what makes me sad. I didn't have to be sick. I could have chosen a different path, and I didn't do that.
But you didn't have the education. See, and then I say one man's trash is another man's treasure. You're garbage in, garbage out. You got diabetes.
Yes.
Past. We move forward to the treasure.
Yes.
You meet Leslie and her light.
Right, but
you meet Tony and her
But I
mat.
had that chance. There are friends of mine who don't have these chances. Though they're on dialysis, they have numbers.
That's why we're here.
And that's the part. That's the weight.
But we also have to realize that there's a soul journey, and we can't hold those souls, because they're always a choice point. They were always a choice point to make a different decision.
Yes.
So we have to honor their journey, as hard as it is. And sometimes we become the lighthouse, and the lighthouses are never built in safe places. They're built on the rocks to warn people, but it's because we're at the planet of free choice, everybody gets to make their own decision.
No, you're right. And this is something that I'm glad, I wish I saw you more, because I want people who are not sick but are eating to get sick
Right.
to get educated. This is something we talked about yesterday. I'm trying to reach those voices.
And that's what we're trying to do too. On every Thursday or every once a month, we're doing maybe more, is educating the people on this, bringing people in like Denise and saying, okay, we're going to teach you about nutrition. What can nutrition do? We have people like my good friend Gus doing the 9-step process, getting rid of things that are buried in us as a childhood that can, if you do not get rid of them, they will manifest in disease. That's the problem. You have to get rid of it. So we're doing courses on that, how to let go of your fear, your anger, and so forth, and how your impact has on the world. And something happened to me where I had a person that asked me for a certain place for gymnastic, like a place to go work out. And then I showed that person this address. I said, oh, this is where you could go. And that was very far for that person who asked me for the address. And so I started analyzing that, and she wasn't going to share that information. So I said to myself, that person is coming from fear because now it's going to be too far for her, or fear that now she's not going to be able to go. Mm-hmm. So now that person is vibrating in fear, and the universe is going to give her fear back, because that's what you're vibrating. If you come from a place of unconditional love, you say, okay, maybe I won't be able to go there anymore, but let me do this out of love for the person who's looking for this place, love for the person who has a place, and maybe all the people around are going to benefit from that. So let me act out of love. I might lose that, but it's not fear anymore. It's just unconditional love. And I bet you $1,000 million the universe is going to open up a place 2 minutes away from her that is now so much better for her than it was before, because she acted out of unconditional love, and that's what you get back.
Can you get rid of fear?
I think I have lost fear. I mean, you mean me personally? Or
no, I mean the whole room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, hold on,
it's
a loaded question.
Yeah.
Are you making it unfair already?
Are you making, yeah.
It's a loaded question. And it's unfair. I mean, they have the inside track. But it's a loaded question, because can you get rid of fear? But think about that for a second before you answer it. I mean, consistently? I mean, 100%? Every day, even when it rains?
I would say you can train yourself to recognize when something is fear and when it is appropriate fear. Like if I'm at the mall and there's a van parked and it's dark, I need fear to survival. That's a survival fear, to be smart and say, okay, I am not going to go towards that van. But if you have fear of success, fear of loving again, those are things that are going to take away from you. And you can, absolutely. We do things, you do things. We do the psyche where you put your hands together and you say, I am loved, I am loved, I have courage, I have courage. What's the next thing? Step up to fear is courage. So I helped somebody who was totally afraid to get on a plane. That's fear. I told her, before you go on, do your psyche. Say, I have courage, I have courage. You know, I am safe, I am safe. And she got on the plane, texted me back, I got there, I was not afraid whatsoever. Just by a little hands-on doing things, telling your subconscious, I'm safe. You just have to reprogram yourself.
So you think you can overcome fear?
Absolutely.
Okay. Ladies feel the same way?
Yeah, there's only two emotions, love and fear. And if you're in fear, you can't be in love. Love is about trust. It's about knowing you're safe. It's about knowing that there is much bigger energies around us that is keeping us safe. And when we can walk that way in the light, we know that there's no fear that can ever touch us. But
so you can never love fear?
Pardon?
You can never love fear?
Who loves fear?
No, there's it's one is opposite of the other, and it just shows up looking different. So what Leslie was talking about is somebody may be crying to get on the plane. You know, what really happened? When we get into decoding, we could say, was there a delayed birth? So she got stuck in the fuselage of like her mother, right? And now she's afraid to get on the plane. Is that what's going on? But
That's
if she went to love, when she went to love and she came to a place of trust, she got on and had a great flight. I worked with a gal just not too long ago who was petrified to get on a plane. And we put out that whatever she needed. Well, she met a sorority sister and they started talking and she got on the plane, you know? That she created
Stay
that.
on your mic. Stay on your mic.
She created that.
But then let me ask you a question. I've seen people who have lived a life with someone else, a significant other, and for a long time the significant other, for whatever reason, decided to lower the belief of that other person, and they live in this way. Maybe he or she is correct. Maybe I shouldn't be successful. Maybe I shouldn't. And all of a sudden, became all this shouldn't. And I didn't see any I should until something catastrophic happens. And maybe the guy disappears, he dies, whatever. Something catastrophic, and that leaves that person or girl on an island, and all of a sudden, they find out that they can't. So the reason that I'm asking you, can you overcome fear, is because circumstances, sometimes fear is bigger today than it's going to be yesterday, but not like tomorrow. Does fear change? Always making excuses about, oh, I didn't do it because. I mean, I do it all the time. I wasn't successful because whatever. I don't jump out of a plane. Hell no. I'm afraid of going up there with a parachute. I ain't doing that. But the reason I don't do it is if God wanted me to fly, He gave me wings. I ain't going up there. You call it whatever you want. You call it fear. I call it intelligence. That's what I'm talking about. Can we overcome consistently that fear, that voice in the back of your head that stops you from being you?
Let's talk about it when we get back from commercial break. 888-565-1470. We'll be right back.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's A-M-P, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
Hi there. I'm Eileen Lemmelman, licensed clinical social worker at the Center for Authentic Living.
And I am Dr. Jill Schwartzberg, licensed psychologist at the Center for Authentic Living.
We are holistic mental health practitioners providing a variety of treatment modalities to help you.
We offer individual therapy, couples therapy, family therapy, as well as numerous groups and workshops.
Don't forget to contact us at 561-265-5738.
Or visit us at www.centerforauthenticliving.com.
Don't forget to be mindful and breathe.
Do you want to enhance your love life with flowers? Rejuvenate love, life, health with flowers from Blossom Moments? Weekly deliveries to your home, your business, hospital, or even senior centers. Give us a call at 561-951-6343. Blossom Moments could also coordinate your wedding or event. Contact Blossom Moments at bmgevents.net. For all of your floral event needs, large or small, call Blossom Moments. 561-951-6343. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video. Let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
It's such a sad we're back. It's the last segment of the week. It's Friday at 4:02. And
Hey, this stupid bell. What do you want me to
and
do?
we're back, and we're talking about can you overcome fear?
Yes. Can you?
And it's
Consistently.
interesting that you talked about it's a labor than being stuck in the fuselage. I was in labor with my daughter for 23 hours.
On a plane?
No, not on a plane.
You
in
said
the
fuselage.
hospital. Well, she's talking about delayed birth and things that come up in childhood. 23 hours in labor, and then she was a C-section. My son, boom, he was fighting to get out in this world in the middle of a hurricane. And you know what? Their personalities are still the same. He is out there front and center in your face, and he's going to be a politician one day. He just finished second year of law school. My
Gonna be a
daughter,
senator, yeah.
she's an art teacher. She's in her creative space. She's a little more laid back
She's a
and
hippie.
mellow.
She's a hippie.
She's a hippie. Well, she's not a hippie.
No,
she's
she's
just
a hippie.
little
She's a
creative.
millennial hippie.
She would love Stacy and the creative juices, but yet she would love everything you're talking about, and I'm probably going to give her this book to read. So it's interesting when you say what we bring from childhood. We even go, but you didn't even talk about it, what we bring from other lives as souls.
And if you read Bruce Lipton, he says from the moment of conception until 7 years old, every thought in the womb from our mother is transmitted to us, and after we're born, we're like this sponge that's in basically the theta brain space, and everything that is said, whether it's in our room or we're hearing it, is all transmitted to us as well.
It's interesting. It goes to, Leslie, a lot of what you do.
Yes, what I just read or saw a video of Bruce Lipton, something new that he put out, and it's so fascinating. So he says, we're obviously between 50 and 100 trillion cells, and all these cells are a community, and these cells react to our thoughts. And he said something so interesting. He said, if you knew that what you say will become reality, that what your cells will do will become reality. So if you say, I'm going to be a millionaire, or I am a millionaire, or I am healthy, and you knew 100% that what you tell yourself will be true, you'd be really careful what you tell yourself, right?
True. It's true.
Really careful.
Be careful what you wish for.
What you wish
Be
for,
careful
yeah.
what you say.
Yeah, so if you say, I'm sick, I have a headache, oh, I'm dying, or I'm this, or I'm never going to make it through this, you're constantly putting yourself down, down, down. But if you tell yourself, I'm strong, I am powerful, and I am safe, and I am love, then you become that. Your cells are literally absorbing that thought, and they're reacting to that thought, because we're a community. We're not just an arm or a leg or this or a thought. You know that sentence where you're one? It's our mind, our soul, our spirit. It's when it clicks, when you really understand that you are one. Your thoughts are one. You can actually tell your body to heal. You don't even, technically, you don't need anything. You can just need yourself and know that you're going to heal. But that's extremely powerful.
I would say be careful what you say and you wish for. You have to be specific, or God gives you what
I was about
God
to say that.
thinks that you want. You have to be truly specific.
I remember you first coined that about a year ago. And it's so, if you don't finish the thought and you ask, you're going to get what you're going to get.
Yep.
It's an old saying, you either get or you get God.
It's funny, my sister a couple years ago, she kept saying she was working hard and her wife was working hard and running for judge, and she said, dear God, I just need a break.
What'd she break?
Her leg. She ran, she
got
tripped
it.
over a hedge, and she got a break. And I said this to her, and she laughed. I said, you have to be specific. What kind of break? Do you want better news? You just can't say a break, because you know what? And there you have
You
it.
can
It's
say-
the power of words, and it happens all the time.
Yeah, the words are our wand.
It
The
is.
words are our wand. I like that.
And you gotta-
Stacy, I need a wand, a word wand. That's right. I need a shorthand wand.
But you got to finish the thought. You can say, I need a break. What kind of break? You got to be specific. And, you asked me what I was amazed about. She asked specifically what she wanted. And you got to hear to what she said.
You have to be specific.
Did you hear what she said?
Yes.
Did you hear what she
Every
wanted?
detail. Every detail.
Every detail. This is like a box of crayons. And she had every single color. And she got exactly what she asked for. She could have gotten somebody who was a chef and went in a different direction.
But you know what I find fascinating is that you, Stacy, you do what you do incredibly, and Kathy, you do specifically business and stepping to light and helping women. You have asked Leslie to grow your business, and you sit here with Denise and you talk about growing the business specifically. None of you have sat here and said, this is my perfect soulmate. this is the perfect partner I want, and they look like this, and they have these qualities, and they're nice, they're kind, they're tall, whatever they are. This is all about personal growth. And that is, I think, remarkable, because so many people are saying, I want the perfect mate, spouse, right? And you all sit here, and this is about growth and light and helping others. Talk about acts of selfless giving.
You say, I want a new mirror. I want a beautiful mirror that lights up.
And Stacy, we didn't even talk to you. I mean, everything that your life has changed to be in this hour.
I've been very fortunate, and I'm thankful to be here today, and I appreciate being invited here so I can meet some fantastic people who have inspired me in the last 2 hours. And you and Freddie. And I haven't said it yet, but congratulations, Freddie. On the birth of your grandchild.
Oh, little Joey the gangster.
That's
That's
kind
my
of
new
looks
name
like
for
you
him.
when he
Gangster.
gets that grumpy face.
Yes, Joey, and he's doing very well. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you. Now you're going to go into another level of this journey you're on.
Yes.
And you're going to be doing sculptures and things of that nature, right?
Right. I have done one sculpture already. Well, I've done a number. I did one in wood. It's about 8 feet tall, and it is of the word gratitude. I also did some smaller aluminum sculptures, which they look kind of crazy as you look at it, but as the light hits it, it's the shadow that forms the word. And so it looks decorative, but you don't know what it is. But when the light hits it, it's the shorthand word for truth, or the shorthand word for thank you and love and hola and other words. And now I'm working on the small scale that'll translate into a larger scale for the word gratitude. And from there, who knows what else? It just depends on the circumstances.
She's going to put
How
a
cool would it be?
60-foot deal to get her things keep getting bigger.
Well, you think about, that invisible ink, right? To simplify it, if you put one of Stacy's pieces in your clinic, and then you take your laser, and you have to decode it, and you're decoding, but the only thing that decodes it is your laser, it's the light beam from that.
Very
look
cool.
Look at him. I've scared him now.
You put the
terrified.
laser. You put the laser from the ceiling, and then half of it, the laser lights it up, and you can see the words, and the other half leave it.
It's funny, but I do have glow-in-the-dark paint. And I even did a commission for the Leukemia Society, where I had a lot of positive affirmations about courage and making it through the day. But then at nighttime, it also lit up into you are loved. And that way I felt like I could get a message to the person any time of the day or night.
Is there a difference in,
Day or
before we
night.
give out information
Very
about
nice.
you are loved
Touche.
versus loving yourself? We talked about this last night on NN, and one of our hosts, Faith Washington, was saying it's not about you are loved, it's about you are love. What is the difference? What does that mean differently to you all?
Well, for me, just based on what I've learned, is that your subconscious only reacts to the I and the present. So if you really want to have an impact on yourself, for yourself, everybody for themselves, you have to say, I am love. You have to say it in the I form, in the present, and a short sentence. And that's how I've understood that your subconscious will take that. So if you just say, oh, I'm going to be love, your body doesn't react or doesn't
Didn't finish the
register.
thought.
No, didn't finish. So I am love. I don't know how you think
Well,
about
I
it,
do
but-
a similar, it's I am that I am, I deserve to be here, loved by God, I am magnificent.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I like that. That should
So-
that'd be a great painting. That'd be a great
Right.
shorthand piece.
Yeah, I was actually thinking. Anyway, so but it's owning it on the inside that we're actually part of the divine creative source. It is not out there from us. It is who we carry and who we are on the inside. And I think in the old paradigm and old consciousness, that was always an external thought. And when we begin to own it, that we are special, we are part of that creative source, and can come from that strength, it begins to change everything based on our intent of that.
You have to own it. Tell people how they can reach you.
Catherine Silver, 954-661-1972, or catherinesilver.com.
And
Thank
Stacy,
you.
for your fantastic art.
Sure, it's stacy.mandel.art@gmail.com. Instagram, it's stacy.mandel.art. Facebook, it's Stacy Mandel Art. And on the web, it's just stacymandel.com.
And Leslie?
CarmenCareLaser.com or 561-405-9577.
And are you starting the retreat soon?
Very soon. We're starting to shot the video,
Anybody
right?
wants to? Yes, and I'd like to create all kinds of retreats. So,
I think that's a great idea.
I want to go to our house and do a cooking segment.
I want to do a show from
and
that.
also
That's
because
what I'm
I also
thinking.
have a love for adolescents, and I think we also
Listen,
really have to focus this type of.
True.
Before we go, I want to wish all the mothers Happy Mother's Day on Sunday.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, hold on to listen, if you have your mom, give her a hug, baby, because it comes a day when you don't, and you don't know what that feels like until you get there. Don't get there.
Yep.
Happy Mother's Day,
Hey, you know what? I want to add one other thing, because
We got-
Happy
we gotta
Mother's
go.
Day, everyone. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Be kind to each other, and yes, give your mom and give your kids a big hug this weekend.
That's right. Don't be late. We'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Pure Wave. Supercharge your cells. Energize your body with Pure Wave therapy. Internationally patented, Pure Wave technology helps eliminate radiation from modern electronic devices, which can cause chronic disease. Pure Wave technology strengthens the immune system and metabolism while activating hormone production. PureWaveNow.com, 561-965-7777. Are you ready for improved cell regeneration, less discomfort, a longer, healthier, vital life? Contact PureWaveNow.com for your consultation. Non-invasive technology promotes relaxation, a better quality of life, and more energy. Call PureWave now at 561-965-7777. PureWaveNow.com.
The Heart of Delray Gallery, located in the Delray Art Complex, is one of South Florida's top venues for art, culture, music, and private events. The Heart of Delray Gallery is a cutting-edge, 11,000-square-foot art exhibition showcasing local artists and artisans with the highest quality of talent and vision, highlighting South Florida's creative arts. Visit us at the Heart of Delray Gallery, 1440 North Federal Highway in Delray Beach. Come, take a tour, book your next private event or fundraiser, or join us for Art Walk the first Friday of every month from 6 to 11 p.m. For more information, give us a call at 561-278-0074.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. You can follow the cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.